Evening, boys and girls. Welcome to today. And we are in the middle of a corona outbreak. Wonderful. Now I'll leave that on the floor, can't be asked. Got me Snobby's Nut Sweet Chili. Cheers. You know, I've never had this. It's kind of tasteless, isn't it? It's odd. Well, whatever. It's refreshing, so it'll do the job. Now, the funny thing is, during this coronavirus outbreak, people think it's a holiday. We're going into lockdown, so let's go to all the national parks and, and go out to all these touristy places with our families. Really? How thick do you have to be? You know, we're talking about, oh, it's going to go on for, well, the government reckon 12 weeks. People are saying, oh, months and months longer than that, probably till the end of the year, so on and so forth. From what I've read, found out, coronavirus can survive outside of a human host, outside of its host, for I think it's up to about 12 hours-ish, maybe a little bit more. And so, and in the host, in or on the host, it can survive up to, well, 14 days stay in. If you develop symptoms near the end of the 14 days, you stay in another 7, so that's 21. Call it 28 days for argument's sake. Okay? Sound fair? Sound reasonable? Right, so less than a month, unless it's February. Well, February this year was 29, so I should shut up, really. But anyway. So there we go. Okay? So we know that outside in the big, bad, evil world, from where people have been touching... Actually, I've got this. I'm going to use a straw. From where people have been touching... Mug me off a bit. Don't work. But from where people have been touching things, you know, oh, I've got to take this, I've got to take that, all that kind of stuff, yeah? It can only survive for 12 hours roughly. So call it a day. Okay? So if everybody stays in, the essential workers like NHS staff and people who keep the power on stuff and firefighters and so on, if they go to where they work and we all stay in our relevant locations for one day, and half of that you're going to be asleep, outside it's clean. And we're a tiny island nation. Really easy to shut our borders down. Whether that's a polite thing to do or not, don't really matter anymore, does it? One day, outside is clean. People exhibiting symptoms, whether it's that or just the flu, stay indoors for up to a month. The government is going to fund you as best it can. Could do a bit better, but as best it can. Yeah? The rest of us go back out. Carry on as normal. Have a weekend off. And then carry on. Are we going to do that? Are we fuck? Why? Because society is stupid. Literally. I can't believe. A couple of weeks ago, I said about, you know, the structure of society, the way we operate. So it doesn't really matter. I'm politically neutral because it doesn't really matter who's in. It's all screwed. I said that a couple of weeks ago. You know, a parts car. Yeah? The chassis is rusty. It's rotten. I didn't think within a fortnight I'd be proved this categorically correct. I mean, Jesus Christ. We're an island nation. Everywhere's having an outbreak. Should we close our borders? Oh, I don't think that's fair. And now people, even Bert's off work now. They've closed where she works down. She's off for up to 12 weeks. It's funny, I'm a driver, obviously. Well, you obviously know I'm a truck driver. Don't need to say that really, do I? I'm a fridge box wanker. That's what we kept being called. Not really wankers anymore, are we? So we're keeping going, and if you're curious, during a retail lockdown, they won't close supermarkets. Okay? Food items, cleaning items, they're essential. They won't close it. Okie dokie? So you don't have to worry too much on that score. But the best thing, for me personally, about this entire pandemic is the mask has slipped. The holier than thou group, the mask has slipped. Somebody's wheeling a bin out there, and if it's Bert, I'm going to have a go at her because she knows I'm in it. But the mask is gone. You know, oh well, you know, I think the wealthy elitists are bad and they're just greedy and they should be punished, and you know, I would go out of my way to support the less fortunate in society. World Health Organization, it's a pandemic. Throw Granny under the bus, I need those bog rolls and that food, she can go get bent. The mask didn't just slip, did it? It fucked off. You're all as bad as one another. It's brilliant. I'm loving it. The holier than thou crowd has just fucking proved itself to be dick. Massive dicks. And the other thing is, where's all the vegans and the environmentalists buggered off to all of a sudden? When everything's perfectly fine and bubbling along, oh, it's evil to eat animals or products that come from animals. When you can't get the gobble gobble plant flown in from whatever country still uses child labour, all of a sudden, you shut the fuck up. It's brilliant. Oh, all these naughty trucks, they shouldn't be on the road. Pandemic. Oh, where's all the trucks? We need the food. It's brilliant, isn't it? It's just... You couldn't write this. You know, even the greatest comedians in the world, in history, couldn't write this. But that's the stupid thing. The problem is that because it is, what is it, 80% survival rate. Because it's an 80% survival rate. Slightly more than that, I think. People think it's nothing to worry about. And for me, for probably a number of you watching me, it isn't. You know? Okay, if we've got undiagnosed underlying medical conditions, it's probably going to be a little bit on the touch and go. And if we have ongoing medical conditions or immunosuppressant, whatever, you know, cancer treatment or whatever, then yeah, it's pretty damn deadly. But realistically, everybody's like, well, you know, doesn't affect me, does it? I'm going out. Seriously. One day indoors. Don't go anywhere. Outside is clean. You know? If you experience symptoms, even if it's just the flu, stay indoors for a month. The government has already turned around and gone, okay, we'll do this, we'll make them suspend these payments, we'll pay you 80% of your wage up to $2,500, yada yada yada. Even if you don't think you've got it and you want to take advantage of a month off, do it. Yeah, but just stay the fuck indoors. Yeah, well, I'll go out in the garden. Okay, fine. Alright, my neighbour, how you getting on, bruv? Getting on alright, fucking idiots. But that's it, isn't it? You know, and look at Londoners. The fucking morons that live in that city. You know, stay indoors. Party in the park. It's not a holiday. It's an emergency. Could you imagine this generation if bombs were dropping? Oh, we don't need to go to a bomb shelter. We'll just party in the park. It's fantastic, isn't it? You can't write this. It's a virus that cannot survive for more than a day outside of its host, and we're all still going out fucking side. We're all still gathering, and it jumps to... It's food, dumbass. You know, the virus looks at me the way I look at these. You know, oh well, we're standing up to it. How the fuck can you stand up to a virus? That's what your immune system does when you're in bed. We're standing up by going out. We're standing up to this fucking virus. Fuck them. It's not a them. It's an it. I'm standing up to this bottle of Corona. Yeah? Doesn't give a fuck. Notice the similarity. What in God's name is wrong with you lot? I just think it's so funny. It's proof. It's proof solid of what I've been saying for ages. Okay, I wasn't expecting a pandemic, you know. I was expecting bits to fall off here and there, and I was going to cling on to those and go, look at this is an example of it, but everything's just gone... You know, and all the morally superior crowd are just showing that they're selfish, self-centered wankers like the rest of us. I mean, look at other countries like Spain or Italy. They're all staying indoors, yeah, and they go into their balconies and they're putting on little concerts way out of the way of each other, opposite sides of the road, and they're having a little party from their balconies, you know, from their windows. They're not going outside, but they're further enough away from everyone else. It doesn't matter. Are we doing that? Oh, we fuck. I mean, one rule I live by, I've kind of been raised with it really, is always have enough in your house, because you never know when you're going to be ill, when something's going to go wrong. You know, always keep stocked. I mean, there's a fridge here. Right? Lots and lots of that, so I'm stocked up with that. I'm stocked up with Corona. And in the morning, it's going to give me a hangover. It's a virus. But... No, I'm joking. But I'm always stocked. I'm a mid-30-something year old. I'm 35. I have to think about that. I'm 36 this year. And I've got a drawer in the living room that has nothing but candles. And I'm not talking fancy, you know, candles for the dining table and stuff. No, just candles. Emergency candles for a power cut. How many younger people watching me have them? Oh, there's a power cut. What do I do? Oh, I can't see anything. Oh, what's going on? You know, I know how to make a fire. Yeah? An actual controllable fire. You know? Don't pile everything flat on top of each other. Keep it like that, so there's air in between it. I can get heat, I can get light. Me man. I can go out and get my own dinner as well. What's this? This is a RC professional game. That's a 30-gram 6-shot. Didn't know that. 30-gram 6-shot. That'll take out a pigeon. Take out a rabbit. Keep me in food. I live in the middle of the countryside. You know. Oh no, that's all bad. It's perfectly bad when society is bumbling along perfectly happily. Yeah. Oh, and I've got to put in a little disclaimer here. These are kept secure. Don't worry, I'm not that much of an idiot. I'm just putting in the disclaimer before some moron thinks I just leave them lying around. I don't. It was set up for this, okay? I've just discovered that some people don't have a sense of humour these days, and I'm having to tell them it's a joke. You know, it's like everyone's saying, "Oh my God, we can't go down the pub." What do you do down the pub? Well, I have a lager. Cool. Cheers. Might use a straw. Got one. And I have bar nuts. Peanuts or Nobby's nuts. Yeah. Yeah, well, I talk to people, Bill. It's not exactly crippling, is it? Let's be honest. But yeah, while society is bumbling along perfectly happily, you can all have these... You take life for granted, don't you? We all do, let's be honest, we take it for granted. Oh, we can get rid of that. We don't need this. That's unimportant. We don't need that. That should be... Yeah? All of a sudden something goes wrong. Whether it's a global conflict, whether it's a pandemic, whatever it is, something goes wrong. And all of a sudden... Oh, no. We need this. We need that. If everything shuts down and, say, food were to run out and this pandemic becomes an extinction level event. Okay, let's just say that. It's not going to. I seriously doubt that it's going to. But let's say this turns into an extinction level event. Okay? With an 80% survival rate, I doubt it. But let's just say. Because we're all in that frame of mind. Food runs out, shops go, the monetary system dies, everything disappears. Who are you going to turn to for food? You know, meat. Or just, you know, usual cereal crops. Root crops. You're going to turn to the people you hate when everything's fine. Aren't you? You're going to turn to people who've got guns, who farm, who slow you down when you're driving down the country lanes. Wankers. That's who you're going to turn to. You see, the problem with taking society for granted is you ignore all the failures. All the bits that, you know, the rot on the chassis. Yeah, the analogy that I use, yeah, a parts car. You ignore it, you patch over it. It's like my Jag, it's got holes in it, yeah? For the next year or two, yeah, I'll put patches on to get it through an MOT because I'm not in a financial situation to do what needs to be done. But I'll do what I can under there to prevent it from spreading. But I know that when I have the money to one side, I'm going to cut it completely out, all the rust, and put fresh in. Yeah? I know that's what I'm going to do. The problem is, as society bumbles along, I put a patch there. I put a patch there. Might as well put a patch there. I'll put a patch back there because that started to rot again. I'll put another patch here. Yeah, I'll put one there. Better put one back there. Oh, that one needs it again. And then all of a sudden, we hit a speed bump. You've patched on top of patched on top of rot. Or on top of rot, sorry. All falls apart. Yeah, and all we have to do, this is not the massive issue that it's turning into. We just need to stay indoors for a fucking day. See? Yeah? And then those of us who feel a little bit under the weather, tickly throat, bit of a temperature, you know, chest or back is where you actually measure it from. You know, just stay in. See what happens. Yeah? Maybe it's just the flu. Maybe it's a cold. Maybe you're just being paranoid. Yeah? Stay in, see what happens. Yeah? That's it. Done. Dealt with. It's a virus. It's not a nuclear fucking bomb. It needs us, yeah, to eat. It's genius, isn't it? It's absolutely genius. It's brilliant. It's insane. It's off the chain. The thing that amuses me the most when I think about this is the fact that at the moment we have the opportunity to hit the reset button. Everything's closing down. I mean, McDonald's, as of 7 p.m. tonight, that's it. They're closed. Done. Every single one of them. We have the opportunity to hit the reset button and rebuild, restructure society. Are we going to? Oh, we fuck. We're just going to hunker down in our little bunkers, turn our collar up and wait. And then as soon as it passes, back to the same old bullshit. I saw the Luke C thing. He was touting for employees, people who needed money. It's fine. I've got nothing against the guy. I've said that before. And 3.5 tons, 14 quid an hour. So a transit van driver, delivery driver, 14 quid an hour. I thought you said you couldn't pay drivers anymore because the margins are so tight. Oh yeah, but they need us. They always fucking need us. I've said it for years. You pass the cost on to the client. Yeah, but the prices will go up stupidly, Bill. I mean, if a truck driver was paid 50 grand a year, prices would be astro-bloody-nomical. Really? You would be... Remember, a wage is a share of the profit. Okay? How many products do Tesco sell in a year? Oh, I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't even know where to begin to find out. But that's got to be in the billions of items. Has to be, doesn't it? Yeah? So you're spreading that wage cost across all of those items. It's literally nothing. Yeah, even with the tax, even with the employer stuff, even with the pensional contributions, even with the everything else, it's literally nothing to make that jump. Yeah? As soon as the pandemic hits, everybody's out of work, nobody's got any money, they're paying you more? Where the fuck did that come from? I mean, Jesus Christ, 14 quid an hour for a van driver. I live in Essex, home county. My flat rate is 15 quid an hour, driving a class 1. We have the opportunity now. The masks are slipping everywhere. The lie, the house of cards, the bullshit that we've been fed since 40, 50 odd years. It slipped. Yeah? We're in an emergency situation and nobody's lying anymore. They're like, fuck, we want to live. Yeah? And what are we going to do? And then go back to work like nothing fucking changed. Just irritates the shit out of me. It's aggravating. But at the same time, fucking hilarious. But to all the panic buyers, to all the people who have gone out, thrown Granny under the bus, yeah, she's got nothing. You've all seen the images going around online. If you haven't, I'm sure I can find one or two and bung them in now. Nothing there. Nothing for her. For him. So to all the panic buyers, to all the morons, and I mean that, genuinely. And if you don't like it, If you think I'm being nasty, fuck off under your rock and don't come out again. Fucking hate people that are always, I'm morally superior to everybody else. Something goes wrong, fuck, chuck everybody out the way, me. But I thought you were better than everyone else. I thought the vulnerable were the people that you represented. Well, only in the good times. Yeah? Test of your fucking character, isn't it? And you fucking failed. The masks have gone. How many of you are going to pay attention to it? How many of you are going to remember it? How are we going to rebuild society? I mean, let's think about this. To all the Corbynites watching at the moment, and I don't mean to the you're all holier than thou. No. I'm just saying to all the Corbynites watching, this is a different segment, okay? You are literally getting that manifesto. This morning I woke up and the Conservatives have essentially renationalised the railways just to keep them going. Yeah? They're talking about paying people's wages, 80% of their wage, up to $2.5 grand. That's, redistribution of wealth from the society, isn't it? That's the basic income, and then you earn whatever on top. Yeah? They're talking about suspending rent payments and mortgage payments. Yeah? There's so many other things. They're reinvigorating the NHS. They're doing everything. They're literally giving you that, but everyone's shitting themselves because, we can't afford it. Oh, God, oh, no, it's not real. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. We have the opportunity now that they're doing this, that the legislation, the emergency legislation is in place. It can be changed over time to remain there. After that massive crash of the 20s, everybody's referring to these days, and they're saying, oh, we're going back that way because of the coronavirus and yada, yada, yada. And we probably are. We probably are. The monetary system isn't linked to anything. It's fictitious. It's digits on a fucking screen. The £10 note, the Bank of England promises to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £10. When was the last time you walked into the Bank of England and demanded £10? It's a fucking IOU. Doesn't exist. Yeah? So we probably are going to go into a recession because there's fuck all there backing the money up. There's nothing we can sell off other than the debt. It's a fucking brilliant system, that is. But after that crash, trade unions were given a huge amount of power because governments, the ruling parties, they knew that they'd stand up to the bigger companies, get more of that money, more of the profit that I'm talking about, get more of that into their pockets. You could tax them a bit more, get more going into the government, yeah? But there'd be more out in the world, more out in society, more being spent in the shops and rebuilding, That's what they did. Look back in history, look it up. Yeah? We have the opportunity. Are we going to do it? Are we fuck? You're all going to get on your motorbikes or in your classic cars. You're all going to go to some fucking location somewhere in the middle of rural England, and you're all going to mass group, shake each other's hand, suck each other's dick, and think, oh, this is brilliant. I'm a driver in the essential industries. I'm delivering food. I don't give a fuck. Keep doing it. I self-isolate for a day job. I'm earning a fortune. What was it? I did just over 1,100 quid last week. Cheers.